All right, Nick, let's talk about the Chicago Bears. The Bears have been doing, it seems to be, everything right this offseason. It has been beautiful. And we have another story today talking about how not only the Bears front office has been hitting it out of the park this offseason, some of their players have been doing the same as well.
Yeah, Miles, I think this is an outstanding report you found digging deep into what the Bears are doing right now that I think Chicago fans will really love and appreciate. And while we're talking about players that Chicago fans will love and appreciate, we want to hear from you guys with, I think, a really interesting question today in our call to action. So make sure in the comment section below, with the draft just a few short days away, we want to hear from you guys. Who is your favorite Chicago Bears draft steal of all time? There's been a lot of interesting names falling around over the past few weeks and months. Really curious what you guys have to say. So give us your favorite Chicago Bears draft steal in the comment section below. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of today's video to hear the word from our partner of today's video. And that, of course, is Neuro. All right, Miles, what you got? What's the latest going on in Chicago?
Yeah, Nick, there's a lot of great stuff happening in Chicago, and it all starts at the quarterback position. It all starts with Justin Fields, and allegedly, not allegedly, Nick, he has been, but he's working with alleged QB wizard, okay? And here is the, I'm going to pull up the article here, Nick, so everybody can see what we're talking about. Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields has been working out in Florida this offseason with Oliver Bozeman, who is known to be a QB wizard. That's a very interesting choice of words. Oliver specializes in techniques and fundamentals of quarterback play. So, Nick, this is really big. I think we need to maybe take a step back on the QB wizard part, so to speak here. I don't necessarily think he's the greatest quarterback coach of all time, but what I do like is that he is working with Fields, and Fields is putting in the work to work on his technique and fundamentals to be a better, more sound passer. But this guy also does have somewhat of a pedigree, Nick. He's worked with the likes of Michael Vick in the past, a player very similar in style and his mobility to Justin Fields. So I think that is a big plus there. He has worked with a guy of Justin Fields' caliber of athlete before. And I really like that Fields is putting in the work because we see the progression. 2 years ago, people talked about Fields and his windup and his release. It was a little bit slow. It was a little bit too drawn out. And he worked on that last offseason, and there was a clear difference. You saw that he had a little bit faster release. He was more, I guess, he was more precise in his pass. He was more, thoughtful in how he threw the ball. And I think
Deliberate,
deliberate. That was the word I was looking for. But he has gone. Not only he didn't say, okay, I did it one time, that's enough. He's going back this offseason. He's working with other guys and trying to work through his technique and fundamentals again, Nick. So I think that's really big for Justin Fields here. What do you think about Fields working with this QB wizard and all of that?
So anyone who's been a longtime fan of Chicago sports, this should sound very familiar. You have a young, talented phenom athlete who's going through a few hardships early in his career. He realizes he's got the self-awareness to understand he's got a few weaknesses, a few things he has to overcome to take the next step. So he works with kind of a young, kind of, I don't want to say unconventional trainer, but someone a little different, someone a little potentially unorthodox to rebuild himself to take the next step. And of course, we're talking about Justin Fields, but you know who else did this, Miles? That's, of course, Michael Jordan. People forgot, of course, he was getting beat to heck against the bad boy Pistons in the late 1980s and getting knocked out of the NBA playoffs because he was too small, relatively speaking, to the physical Piston style of play. So what does Jordan do? He meets up with Tim Grover, the now famous trainer, but at the time he was obviously an unknown guy, to put on weight. So he humbled himself, Jordan did, went to the weight room, did very basic fundamental exercises, very similar to what Justin Fields is doing, right? Fundamentals, focusing on that stuff to slowly build up his body from a skinny, kind of frail basketball body into a more physical presence that Jordan needed to be to overcome the Pistons and become the Michael Jordan we all know, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time. That is the exact same kind of mentality, having the self-awareness to understand you have a weakness, Justin Fields, hey, I can improve my fundamentals, having the humility to understand, okay, I am this great athlete, I'm at the top of my profession, I'm a starting quarterback, elite first-round draft pick, won a lot of games in college, that kind of deal, but I have the humility to humble myself and say, listen, I'm willing to go to a guy and work on all these things. And number 3, having the work ethic to stick through it. And that's exactly what Michael Jordan had and was very famous for his time in Chicago, especially when he rebuilt his entire body to overcome the bad boy Pistons. And I think that's a very similar kind of mindset we're seeing from Justin Fields right now. And look, I understand it's way too early to call Fields and really comparing to Michael Jordan. I get that 100%. But the mentality here is kind of eerily close. And I think that's the thing that really excites me with Fields through all the things we've heard about him this offseason. His mentality, his headspace, which we all know was so important to playing quarterback at the highest level in National Football League, is exactly where you want it to be. He's doing everything right mentally to eventually become an elite player. And I think Bears fans with that in mind should be really excited by this news.
And I'm excited, Nick. I think I was doing the math. So 3 championships, 1 break, and then 3 more championships. So 6 more Super Bowls are about to come to Chicago after this workout. We cannot overstate this enough. This is almost guaranteed here. So I really like what we have going on. And I think the Bears really, they just need to be excited because Justin Fields, he's getting everything he needs. I think this is going to be a really, really exciting season for the Bears because this rebuild is right at the precipice of being done. I think they're, if they can knock it out of the park in this draft, this is going to be a really special team.
All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big-time game-winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro Gum. Neuro Gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.